Hey everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're finding me for the very first time or you are a returning viewer and have not yet done so, please click that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. So it's about 4 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast in the United States, and I just got done watching the very first episode of Marvel Studios' What If. But before I get into my spoiler talk here about this episode, I wanted to get a little bit of non-spoiler thoughts. So for many of you who have not seen the episode yet, you can still watch this review, and then you can check out before we get to the spoiler section. I'll give you a spoiler warning before I go into any spoilers, but before we do that, I want to get into what I thought about this episode, just first impressions. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a whole lot of fun, and I thought that everything that they did with the Captain America movie that we all know and love, the first Avenger film, which to me is a very underrated MCU film in my opinion. It's one of my favorites, and I think the directing of Joe Johnston and everything he did with that first Captain America film really set the stage for the MCU as a whole, especially when it comes to the Captain America character. And of course, if you know me at all, I love Iron Man, I love Robert Downey Jr., but I'm not going to lie, I really love Chris Evans' interpretation of Captain America, and this particular episode really played on the first Avenger film. And I really like, obviously you can see here, like, they got this Iron Man-esque thing kind of going on that Howard Stark kind of brings in and things like that. There's some cool things that they do in this show that is just, really bringing forth that everything we know about the MCU already, and they're kind of flipping everything on its head. And I really like how they do that. When you're dealing with the multiverse and things like that, you're going to be able to tell all these sorts of great stories. And all you got to do is just, look at this shot here. This shot is clearly from the Captain America of the first Avenger film, but now Peggy Carter is leading the charge here instead of Captain America. So again, just everything they did in this show, it's so well animated. It's so, well acted with your voice acting and things like that. I thought the show was going to come off to be a little too hammy and maybe childish for an adult audience, but that's not the case at all. This show does a really good job of giving forth the action and the heart and the seriousness as well. And I thought that they did a great job with this first episode of setting the stage for what the What If series could potentially be. I really liked how Jeffrey Wright started out this show explaining a little bit of stuff about the multiverse and where this series is going to go, kind of get audiences up to speed, because after Loki, obviously it's going to be setting up the future of the MCU, and this show is official MCU canon, so it's definitely worth checking out if you've not done so yet. I highly recommend this first episode. I'll probably end up doing a full season review by the time this season is over. One of the things I do here on my channel is I don't necessarily go through every single episode of every single series I'm watching, otherwise I'd be making videos all night long and be up till the wee hours in the morning, even more so than I am now. So you don't want me to get slap happy, trust me, it'll be absolutely insane. But so hopefully by the end of this first season I'll have another review coming out for you guys. But it's a really great episode. Go check it out. If you've not seen the first episode of What If yet, go see it right now. It is currently streaming on Disney+. And with that being said, let's get into the spoiler section here. So if you've not seen the What If episode 1, please check out now and then come back after you've seen the episode, and I'll get into all the spoilers after this spoiler warning. As I said, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm probably a little bit tired. So if I kind of stumble a little bit over my words, please forgive me. What's any different than any other time I'm doing videos on this channel, to be honest. I got the chance to watch the first episode of What If, entitled What If Captain Carter Were the First Avenger? And this is basically the What If episode where they're going to take the idea of what would happen if Agent Peggy Carter was the one to take the Captain America Super Soldier Serum instead of Steve Rogers. And I love the way this episode started out. It had the Watcher explaining the multiverse and kind of explaining, this is going to be an alternate take on the previous movie of Captain America, the First Avenger that we know. And of course, all it takes is one decision, one little bit of dialogue, and one decision that Peggy Carter makes that is going to allow her to become the next Captain America, or in her case, Captain Carter, because in the original Captain America, the First Avenger movie, she left the room when Steve got the Super Soldier Serum. The decision she makes in this episode is to continue to stay in the room during this procedure. So, that one decision, and I love how the Watcher's like, right there. That decision is what is going to create a whole new universe of storytelling. And if this is the way that Marvel Studios is going to approach the multiverse, I'm one happy Marvel fan for sure, because this is going to open up a lot of doors. And I'll tell you right now, after watching this animated show, which was very, very, very well animated, when I saw the clip that released last week that I did a video here on the channel about, I thought the clip looked like the cartoon was going to be very hammy and kind of very childlike. This has got some very brutal action in it. This is not exact. I mean, it's good for kids. There's nothing wrong with it. Kids will definitely enjoy this, no doubt about it. But in my opinion, this is not just for kids. This is a very well done animated show that adults could even enjoy if this is going to continue in future episodes here for sure. I very much enjoyed what they did. And after seeing this one episode, I'll tell you right now, if Marvel Studios decides to bring Haley Atwell in, who was obviously the actress who portrayed Peggy Carter in the movies, and she portrays the voice here of Captain Carter. If they decide to rip Peggy Carter, Agent or Captain Carter, from this particular animated show out of the animated show and bring her into live action as the super soldier Captain Carter, take my money. I think it's going to be absolutely great. I thought the action they did with her in this and the quips that she was given as well, and the dynamic that was being played between Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers, they still have feelings for each other, even in this alternate universe. And, you know, because Steve never gets the super soldier serum here, Peggy does, but they still have this dynamic, and they are still starting to fall in love with each other and things like that. It even comes to a point at the end of the episode where Captain Carter has to even sacrifice being with Steve to save the world, and it's very well done the way they kind of took everything that happened in Captain America: The First Avenger, flipped it on its head, and reversed the roles, so to speak. So where Peggy Carter now, she ends up jumping into the future about 70 years and meets up with Nick Fury at the end of this episode, about the time when the Avengers movie starts. So again, they created a whole new hero in this alternate timeline, and I really enjoyed what they did with it. I mean, there's a lot of other like nods and stuff from, like, you know, the Red Skull, and Bucky Barnes himself is also gets saved during World War II, much like Steve saved him in the first Avenger. Peggy saves him in this one, and of course, she prevents him from falling from the train where he becomes the Winter Soldier. She grabs him by the arm to pull him back up, and he even makes a reference about how you almost ripped my arm off. So it's a very clever line. I very much enjoyed what they did with this episode, and I can't wait to see where they take the rest of this series, because we already know that this is going to be 9 episodes, and then they're going to have a season 2, I believe. Probably, I don't know exactly when it's coming out. Probably, I would assume in 2022 at some point. But yeah, if they start bringing in these different ideas and start plucking these characters from animated form into the live action form, I'm going to be absolutely thrilled with this. I would love to see Haley Atwell come back to the MCU and be able to play Captain Carter, the super soldier serum version of the character, and she could even team up with the current Captain America, Sam Wilson, the Falcon himself. You could have her team up with Bucky Barnes, and who knows, we already know that Chris Evans has signed at least one more deal, at least one more movie to appear in the MCU, so never say never. We may get Peggy Carter and Captain America, Steve Rogers, yet together again. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see what they do. When you're dealing with alternate timelines and alternate universes and things like that in the multiverse, all sorts of possibilities are open, and this episode proves that if they're thinking this way, as I've said in many of my other videos, the multiverse is going to have a lot of potential moving forward when it comes to good Marvel Studios storytelling. So I can't wait to see what they do. But the real question here is, guys, what did you guys think about What If? Have you seen the episode yet? I personally absolutely love this, and I can't wait to see more. Please comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. And until my next video, guys, take care.